Okay. So, thank you for standing by, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and... Oh, man. We got... Trinket Mage and 2 Shatters. Basically, if my opponent's an artifact-based deck, I feel like we're in a very good position. Let me know if things are good or not good, or how things should be. Leaden Mirror. I'm just gonna take that out. You can't hear Kaz because Kaz isn't here. He stepped away the moment I restarted it. Which I find funny because we were testing his audio. Embersmith. Ooh. Also, cutting off our opponent's mana seems like a good choice there, then. Nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and Trinket Mage. We're going to go ahead and go grab the Sylvok Life Staff. That'll be a good thing going. Hello.
Uh-oh, still can't hear me.
Well, that's because you weren't talking.
That is because I wasn't talking.
I would hope they weren't able to hear you. But yeah.
I see that you have shattered a thing.
Yeah, they played a Leaden Mirror on 2, and I just went ahead and shattered it. And then they missed their land drop, so...
Yeah.
Moriok Replica. You're 3 colors. Interesting. Also, they value their Embersmith more than my Trinket Mage. Don't want to shatter Moriok Replica.
Shatter that and chip in.
Yeah, like chip in with a Life Staff equipped.
Yeah.
Let's just...
Cards on the table.
I mean, I have a refill.
What if they run out of artifacts? What if they're a Metalcraft deck?
If they're a Metalcraft deck...
Oh, God. No, they have the green guy, the bear.
Yep.
It's Metalcraft. Metal bear.
Okay. We'll take trades. So yeah, next turn is going to be me playing the Trigon of Thought. Kind of hoping they don't have too much threatening going on here, and I can just get this down and be like, you know.
So, Trigon of Thought looks like a perfect inclusion in the cycle in, like, this set.
4 colors?
I think I really think they're just Metalcraft.
And playing literally they are literally playing anything.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. I'm going to get down to the Trigon first. Simply because that gives me protection for the Sphinx.
I guess that's true.
Like, if I can make Sphinx invincible, I'll feel pretty good.
What I was saying is, Trigon of Thought looks like the perfect inclusion in a cycle in this set. In any other set, if you looked at that card, you'd be like, what the hell? Why is this so complicated? Why does it need to have... What? Strategy.
Yikes, that's going to be +3/+3. Because I assume they're getting rid of a mountain. Yeah, because it counts each land on the battlefield. Alright, so let's go ahead and play Argent Sphinx.
I think we keep drawing islands then, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and pass without equipping. Also, this is an infinite blocker.
card is kind of unreasonable.
This card is an infinite blocker. It's everything. It's everything you want it to be. It's unkillable. It's...
God, we look like such a perfect control deck. A couple early removal spells.
Rusted Relic.
And now it makes perfect sense.
They were deep in the tank for literally anything. We do look like a perfect control deck. It's kind of crazy.
We have our invincible creature as our finisher, a draw engine.
It's even a 4-turn clock, our invincible creature. Go ahead and draw a card. More blue the better. Come on, Oxidative Scrap Melter, you here? Okay. So... And then, I'm going to do this.
Damage.
So,
Poof, I'm gone. Oh, look.
oh, look. Hello. And now I can block.
So there is a somewhat awkward thing where bonds of Quicksilver will fall off of Rusted Relic if they no longer control 3.
It's true.
I don't think we'll care, but that could happen.
Yes, that definitely could. Yeah, we have fake vigilance. I'm honestly
threats. I like it.
Honestly, I'm probably blocking this thing up. Or sorry, I'm probably bondsing this. Oh no, that's wrong. We probably still bonds the Rusted Relic. But yeah, they're going diversity of threats. Anyway, we still have the clock. Ooh, I'm happy with them tapping out. Wow.
X equals 1.
X equals 1 on Chimeric Mass?
That just can't be right.
Yeah, wow. I don't think that's correct, because that doesn't do anything. Anyway, I'm gonna... Then we go ahead and... I'm also gonna do that while we're in here. This is really hilarious, though, with the Sphinx just being able to play offense, and this is like a Morphling level thing going on here. Ooh, good. I want the Panic Spellbomb because I want to not be, like, weak to a Shatter effect here. Four-turn clock.
Metalcraft 4.
Yeah. It also means I can use, like, Panic Spellbomb to try to get in for a lethal shot, like something like that. Let's go ahead and flicker.
By the way, this card is busted.
Welcome to Morphling. I love this. Also, this is huge. Like, look at the scale. Whaler.
Right?
Whaler?
It's also... No. Okay, that guy just tried to catch a look at the Argent Sphinx's junk.
How big is this? Why is... Okay,
That's
so...
that's his tail.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Noises. Dog, it's okay. Noises are okay. They're gonna have to give their guy trample.
Yeah. Yep.
There we go.
There's the Carapace Forger we thought
Carapace Forger.
We knew that was going to be there.
It's pretty threatening. Want to draw a card?
Yeah, let's draw a card because it leaves blue up. Nice. Islands are always good because they don't power your Strata Scythe. Who needs other creatures, really?
If we can afford Scrap Diver Serpent, we might play it. I mean, really. I know. Okay, that turns Argent's face off. That's probably a mistake.
That opens up avenues for me to get blown out really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got it. It is awful big for a 4/3. And it's a Sphinx, like, protecting its junk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you caught me in the shower.
What are you... Where's my
That
towel?
person is like, yo, I caught you in the shower.
Seriously, who took my towel? If you can answer the Sphinx's riddle of who took my towel.
Yeah, and they can even activate Chimeric Mass. Get in with their 1/1. Maybe they think they have Proliferate in their deck, except that's all blue, and no, they don't. Like,
Yeah.
attacks are correct. Guess they think they're not making a 3 mana. What could they have?
Do they have a way of stopping me from hitting them for lethal next turn? Yes. They can stop me from hitting for lethal for 1 turn.
It's decent.
Let's go ahead and draw another card. Maybe we'll draw Galvantic Blast and this will just be over. Or Arc Trail.
Yep.
Ooh.
Be sweet.
That'll be good. More tappers. Now might be the time for the Scrap Diver, because it's a lethal attack. Oh.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, well.
The Arc Trail.
Yeah, there's the Arc Trail, so... Let's force our opponent to make to tap out.
Mm-hmm. Sylvok Replica is perhaps the best replica for a reason that you might be able to gather.
Yep.
Good work.
And then we target you for... It tells you this is the target for 2 damage. And then this is the target for 1 damage.
Yeah.
Blood!
Game has ended.
We don't need creatures on the board to die to Arc Trail. We just need our opponent to die to Arc Trail. Also, the pair of Shatters seem to slow them down. Like, they're a Metalcraft deck, so... I might want to slow my roll a little bit on the Shatters because of their high-value targets.
Like, before, we didn't know that they had a lot of high-value targets, but now, hell.
So, any changes?
Like, we were worried that our artifact removal wasn't good, but
no, it's gonna
here
be
it
really
seems
good here.
damn good.
Oh my god, Surtargs. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. Let's roll back in. Shatter on the Leaden Mirror was absolutely... Like, the Shadows were absolutely right, but it's more... Now I have more intimate knowledge and could maybe... Like, the Moriok Replica one... I know my opponent basically doesn't have black mana, for instance. So...
Yeah, this looks really good.
Holy shit.
Wait, they put us on the play?
Put us on the play? Excuse me? No, okay, they actually do have black mana. What the hell?
Incidental activations for your Moriok Replica.
Yeah.
I don't think that's all that weird. Like, the other thing about Scars of Mirrodin, and one of the reasons that it's one of my favorite formats, is that things are castable.
It's true. Look at, like, single
Like,
order.
there's a whole category of things that you could just pay any color or mana for. And they're all good. You can play them. That's great. So, like, that does way more for me than... I'm sorry, what? Alright. I guess we didn't have the stone cold read on them that we really thought we did.
I'm thinking about just burning the Drake here.
Or we could attack for 2, play Flight Spellbomb,
And hold up
hope
Shatter.
to draw an artifact, hold up Shatter.
You know what? That's okay enough. Mostly because it's one artifact removed from the Lumen Grid Drake, and if I get to have this be bouncing, it's super powerful.
Mistraven is a good card.
Mistraven, yeah, Mistraven, weird, is a powerful card. Who knew? Grixis over here.
Cut off a green. It's
You
fine.
know,
No, not even you. I don't even believe it. I would accept that as an Oxidus Scrap Melter target, maybe, but...
not even now. I'm not even going to bother right now with scrap melting it.
They have made a critical error, which is including Golem Foundry in their deck.
Maybe it was, honestly, that might not have been worth attacking with the Surtark, because I can mana deny now with the Surtark, which is hyper bullshit. Okay, I'm just going to play. Snapsail Glider.
Snapsail Glider and Rusted Relic are okay.
Mm-hmm.
They really are.
So I'm just
Rusted Relic can pull some total fucking bullshit, by the way.
I'm wasting my opponent's time.
Sweet. Mistraven. Oh man.
I'll have to kill the
Play
Golem
more with the Foundry.
I'll kill it next turn, whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's do that, and then stop on opponent's upkeep. Leaden Mirror, there's our Iron Mirror beat down.
Yeah. Metal Mirror.
Metal Mirror. Alright. Let's...
Icy Manipulate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm fine scrap melting this.
Honestly, we're not scrap melting it because it could possibly ever make something. It won't. We're scrap melting it because it shuts them off a Metalcraft.
Well, it actually will factually make something next turn.
Yep, thing doesn't glide yet.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm leaving up Shatter mana.
That's pretty good. Oh, that's the other, like, trick on board with the mirrors. Like, they add colored mana.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, he's tapped out of mountains.
Green,
And then you suddenly forget.
they showed green as an important enough color that I'm willing to tap that down.
Ah, okay. Cool.
You're not a golem. You're not a golem. Okay. So, you might be familiar with this card from the cube. It's very powerful.
Now their deck makes sense.
The deck makes a lot more sense with the Precursor Golem. So we have to wait until this trigger resolves. I'll even let them attack with the Snapsail Glider.
Metalcraft in one card. It's pretty good. That does not get to live.
Yeah. Okay.
The game has ended.
The game has ended.
I don't think that really explains the Foundry, because the Foundry still says when you cast an artifact spell. So Precursor Golem only counts one. They probably had plus X plus O, or plus X plus X. So that was their plan. They were going to like play Golems, plus X one of them, and then wham! Sudden overrun.
Perfect.
But yeah, they had a lot of good cards. By the way, all of their artifacts except for Golem Foundry, we're pretty good.
Yeah, and this, I guess if they, I don't know if they actually have some sort of blue. Like,
I doubt they ever proliferated.
right. I don't know. I understand their want to include this in the deck because it might have just been, I need 11 artifacts, you know? Like,
Maybe.
but yeah, Shattering Precursor Golem is a pretty good way of making it happen.
Yeah.
Also glad that I used Scrap Melter on first rather than Shatter, because Scrap Melter doesn't, yeah.
Not as impressive against Precursor Golem.
All right, so yeah.
So the thing you want to be doing with Precursor Golem in the format is casting Twisted Image on it.
Yes. That, I guess I have one of those in my sideboard. Yes, you mean why we have a wall in our deck with a green activation. That wall is realistic.
It's baseline functional.
It's an 06.
It can block almost all the creatures in the format. So it's like a removal spell that moves around. Sort of. It gives us Metalcraft, whatever. The wall's fine.
Metalcraft is kind of important to what we have going on. I'm happy with the deck, as I've said a couple times. Yeah, Guardians of Meletis. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the deck. If I go back to here, let's go ahead and pull it back up for those. I was kind of yakking about this while I was off, which I'll do some. I'll have to do some splicing to make that video look good, but we want down here. And Scars of Mirrodin. Yeah. But yeah, like, the deck is pretty impressive, I feel. Like, in its... Mostly, I talked about the power of the singular cards, but also... I also talked about, like, oh no, what if we run against the person with no artifacts? Who is that? In this format, who's the person with no artifacts, you know?
Even the Infect deck has a couple of artifact creatures who have Infect, and a couple important fucking artifacts. Dragon of Rage.
I was going to say, if we go back to
really important. Any given
yesterday's,
equipment, very important. Yeah.
we were playing a Trigon of Rage in our black
And they'll still have, like, the mono raping mirror. Like,
yes.
those are all pretty important too. Really, it should be impossible to run against the person with no shatter targets.
It would be like playing against the monocolored player in Ravnica. I think Bizarro Innistrad ends on Sunday. They're making a league that you can play at your leisure and then make you play it in less than a week. Wow. So, PokeCaptain is referencing, if I go in here in the play lobby, and...
Full Innistrad.
Full Innistrad. Which, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, is the league just closed? No, that's... Sorry, 20th is not... that's 3 days? 3 days. Tuesday. So...
Ends Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, play at your leisure, but seriously play in 6 total days.
Yeah. At your leisure, but no, seriously. Yeah. Might do that, because it's something different. I've done full Ravnica before. That was a 3 days. That was a hoot. Oh my god, they're in game 1 still. So, were you taking a look at the full spoiler earlier today?
I glanced over it. I didn't
Okay.
do a full thing. I think I still have to cast about the last set to come
Yeah,
out.
we haven't touched on Eldritch Moon at all.
Yeah,
Our cast is
I'm way behind. It's okay. I've been keeping up with like adult things. So.
This is how
Cube
life
Draft
goes.
League. That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, so one of the things with the leagues, an important distinction between a normal draft and a league draft. A normal draft, say I'm playing in a cube draft, I can have specific knowledge of what my opponent's deck has in it based on what cards I've chosen. And this is slightly different than how it would go in a in like a Eldritch Moon draft league. Like in an Eldritch Moon draft league, you can't really say with certainty, my opponent doesn't have a copy of Avacyn because I opened it. You know, like there's not just one copy of a card. But in a cube, there's absolutely, positively one copy of a card in your draft. So when you're doing a cube draft league, all of a sudden that portion of it is just kind of not real. Like, you can no longer know... I guess it's a two-way street, too. Your opponent can't know what's in your deck based on theirs. They can't say, well, I have the Cryptic command, you can't Cryptic me. Because when you play in a league, you play against anybody who drafted in the league, not just the 8 people you drafted with. So, it's a distinction. Yeah, I force your force, that sort of thing.
That's... But what if someone else has my favorite card?
Lodestone.
Lodestone Golem, whose name I can never remember. That is my favorite card that I can't remember the name of.
What's your favorite card you can remember the name of?
That's good. Storm Cauldron.
Ooh. So let me pull up the card that is Storm Cauldron. You'll get some time if you can remember what that card does. I certainly do, because it was a cool card in Borborygmus, the EDH deck.
I love it for fundamentally fighting everything that fights it.
Yep. Quantity 0 and should show up. Storm.
And it's just like some off-screen man stirring a thing, and like clouds coming out, sort of. But they're
look
tiny.
At this, look at the scale.
Is huge.
Is this man gigantic? Like the cloud is smaller than their fist. Like, and this is the other Storm Cauldron where there's this like, where this lady here is stirring the cauldron. Anyway, yeah, this...
God, I really miss what Magic was.
This was a card that, yeah, Borborygmus, the land, it's a general that, you know, I can pull up.
Just
I would say,
Borbor.
Borbor, oh, turn off that. Yeah, Borborygmus Enraged. The ability you're looking at that matters here is the final one. Discard a land to bolt. So, with Storm Cauldron, when you tap out to cast Borborygmus, you pick up all your lands. So, you know. The other reason I remember Borborygmus, other than, you know, crush them and we eat, you know, other than that, is there was a kind of like an incident that occurred at a event where a player played Pithing Needle against a combo deck that was using Borborygmus Enraged as its win condition, and they played a Pithing Needle and just said Borborygmus.
Oh God.
And like 4 turns later, the player, like, a couple turns later, the player cheats in Borborygmus Enraged and goes, I'll discard these 7 lands and kill you. And it's like, well, I have a Pithing Needle on the table. And it's like, well, you have a Pithing Needle naming Borborygmus, which is a distinct card from Borborygmus Enraged. And then they got into the battle of, well, you know what the hell I meant. This is game 3, you gigantic ass. Like,
That is the ultimate rules lawyering.
Yeah.
I love it.
The rules lawyer showed up and nodded and just said, I don't recall how it resolved, but I mean, this is a legal card to name, even though it doesn't have an activated ability. It is legal to name Borborygmos with a piping needle.
Name it.
Yeah. That's the other incident I can recall Borborygmos for. It was a hell of a... And it had its, like, you know, there were people on both sides of the, like, they should have allowed him to, you know, like, it was obvious what he meant, and it's like, well, rule of the law, well, spirit of the law, well, you know, that sort of thing. So.
No, I would... Okay, anytime someone names a card with one of those effects, make them write it down. Make them write it down. They have to, like, write it as a new note and place the paper on the thing.
The thing I tend to do if I'm naming a card like that is, so this was something that came up with Cranial Extraction when it was first printed, or I guess Cabal Therapy would probably be the more, like, no, but you can distinctly name a card by features. If you can, like, if you don't remember the name of a card, and you just know that mythic from Ravnica that throws lands at my face, like, if you can get to a point that like Gruul mythic from Rav block that could discard lands to bolt, that's distinct enough to do it, you know. So it's Magic doesn't want to punish you if you've forgotten what the actual name of, like, Achroma Angel of Fury is or something like that, because you've never seen the red Achroma and you just know it's the red Achroma. You don't have to actually know the name. So
I'd still make them write that down.
Make them write that down. Yeah,
especially on the persistent ones.
Yes.
Like, if it's on Cabal Therapy, then it happens and it's over. But for the persistent ones, you have to remember that shit. So writing it down makes a lot more sense. And yeah, that Borborygmos you played last game, that would also make more sense and not be get-aroundable in the same way.
Are you allowed to ask the judge names of the cards? You can ask for Oracle text of any card at any point during a game of Magic, so yes. The biggest time this will come up is, say your opponent is playing with a foreign language card. Which can happen.
There used to be, and I've never been able to find this rule ever again, but there used to be a rule where if you were playing any foreign language cards, you had to be playing at least one copy of an English language card of the same one.
That is not a rule on in the books these days.
Yeah.
The biggest...
I haven't been able to find it in years.
Yeah.
I might have just made it completely up, or just heard it as hearsay or whatever. But there was... Yeah.
The big thing there is, like, especially at, like, a pro tour, you're going to have players from literally all over the world, and you can't just, like, lingua franca, you know, like what, this pro tour is in Rome, you want me to go
or
get, like...
if you're playing in Japan,
does that mean...
like, suddenly you have to have one Japanese language card for all of their cards. Right,
so that isn't enforced. The enforcement for that is... Everybody can ask for Oracle text of a card at any point at no penalty. You get a time extension in the game. That's a part of, like, a Magic event. Is if you do have to ask a judge for something, you're never penalized. Like, you don't lose your time in the game. It's like, okay, you get a 5-minute time extension.
Right.
So, I remember having to do that with my opponent having to do that with. I was playing in Modern this was like pre-pod, but it was basically a pod deck, like pre-Splinter Twin. So it was just like Kitchen Finks and like cool green-white valuable creatures with Gavany Township and things like that. But I was playing multiple copies of Orion Reef the Vastwood in Russian because that was the copy of them I could get. Like, they were something like 1/3 the price of an English copy of the card, and I'm just like, well,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, okay. I'll pay $1 for this instead of 3 a piece for my playset, you know? So, yeah. Oh, actually, let me tell you my favorite story about foreign language cards.
Ooh.
The first F&M I went to, ever, was Champions of Kamigawa was a new set. And I had been playing Magic casually for a month. And there was a point where, like, I was looking at, like, cards in Standard, because I knew what Standard was. It was just the newer sets, the ones that I wanted to pick up anyway. And I couldn't play my Onslaught cards that my friend would give me. Okay, whatever. I ended up finding a card in the binder called Shared Fate.
Mm-hmm.
And Shared Fate, I'm going to bring it up for you. This
is a Richard Garfield card.
Yeah, Shared Fate is from Mirrodin. Says, if you would draw, you draw off your opponent's deck, and you can look and play cards that you exiled with Shared Fate. You're drawing off your opponent's deck, and they're drawing off your deck. I played a blue-black control deck with no win condition. It was impossible for me to win the game off of the blue-black deck. So the moment I played Shared Fate, once I actually got rid of their cards from their hand, with, like, and I played, like, I literally played Coercion. Again, this is, like, first F&M I ever went to. I played this. And so I'd play Shared Fate, and then once my opponent was out of real cards from their deck, they couldn't win the game anymore. It was impossible. You can't even deck with Shared Fate. It's a replacement effect on a draw, so nobody can deck while this card's in play. So if I played Shared Fate and I got my opponent's board and hand down to 0, I could win. And I actually won my first round because I was playing against a different blue-black control deck, and I caught them with no win conditions. Like, they just weren't holding their Moloku or Kakusho, and I won. So in round 2, I sit down against, if I've talked about stories before, this is the player who showed up to a fun, casual build-up league with 4x of every Mox, 4 Black Lotus, 4 Tolarian Academy, 4 Windfall, 4 Ancestral Recall, 4 Time Walk. If I've told that story before, and I think I have because it's the most ludicrous. Anyway, so I'm playing. I'm not familiar with the Standard metagame. I don't even know what maybe like 3/4 of the cards in Standard do. I just know what. Yeah, 4 of them. You heard me.
Right.
Yeah, so he was Kaiba. Yeah, this was Seto Kaiba.
Seto Kaiba.
I played against Seto Kaiba. So in round 2 of this F&M, this is a local F&M for nothing. Like, I sit down, he wins the coin flip, and goes, card I can't read that's like red has, his entire deck is foil and in Japanese. Every single card. So he plays a land that looks like a mountain, but it's not really a mountain. It looks all metally and something, and I'm like, okay, that's strange. And then he plays this 0-mana artifact that I don't recognize that, like, apparently lets him remove a card from his hand to tap for mana. That sounds like bullshit. I don't know what's going on. Wait, why can you draw a card? Wait, that card costs 4 in the corner. Why can you play that now? You don't have 4 mana. You only have 2 mana. And... wait, what's this 1-mana 1/1 do? It's a black 1-mana 1/1 that has some, like, I can't read the text on it. And I just had to, I'm like, wait, you just tapped 1 blue to draw 2 cards? That's not what the card, like, that doesn't, you can't lie to me like this. The card says blue and 4. You, like, come on. Like so, like,
what the hell?
I lose the game 3 turns later, but he's playing against me with foil Ravager Affinity with all bannings other than Skull Clamp. And I'd never encountered any piece of Ravager Affinity before, so all of the cards he played just sounded like, every single time he told me the text of the card, it sounded like he was making it up. Because all of Ravager Affinity sounds like you're making it up when you're playing the deck. Like, oh yeah, this, like, this card, you know, it costs 5, but it actually costs 1 if I control 4 artifacts. You know, that's just what the card does, you know. This creature, yeah, yeah, I mean, it's a 0/0, but it starts with a counter on it, and it can sack any of my artifacts and put a counter on it, and then it can move the counters to anywhere it wants at any time if you sack it.
Also, my lands are artifacts.
And also, all my lands are artifacts, and it's like, well, no, they're not. They're just lands. It's like, well, and then... Oh, what's that artifact that looks like a little bug skull? Well, that gives all my creature. That gives the equipped creature +1 for every card I have in play. Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be a bit hard to beat. Well, maybe if I kill your board, maybe I'll be able to. Well, no. Every time you kill anything on my board, you take a bunch of damage for it from this 1-mana 1/1 over here in the corner. I'm like, what the hell? It was the most ridiculous. Like, I got swept easily because, like, a slow blue-black control deck with, like, hideous laughter as the sweeper doesn't really get anywhere.
Right.
Against Affinity. It was pretty amazing, though. But yeah, my local store, Seto Kaiba, played at. It was. I swear I've told you the story about the, like, 20 Moxen for Black Lotus deck before. That was...
I don't remember that one. I feel like I would remember that.
Okay.
Although I had a similar experience.
Oh.
At a store once where a guy just showed up and, like, we were playing casual Magic and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So this was not even a tournament or any kind of format or anything. We're just, like, sitting out at a table having a multiplayer game, and he goes, like, double Black Lotus, and we're all like, no. Hold on. Stop right there.
Genetic Scientist, that was the deck he played at the casual event the week after. Alurin, which was a bunch of foreign cards as well. That was...
That thing's impossible to understand anyway. Like, the enchantment itself is easy enough to understand, and then the things that it does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh.
Like, what is Cavern Harpy? What is this? Yeah, like, that was in the, that was a couple weeks later in the Escalation League we played. So the way the Escalation League thing worked was that you started with literally, like, core like Alpha and Arabian Nights, and every week new sets got added into the league going forward in time a couple years. But there was no banned restricted list. We didn't think we needed one. We thought it was just going to be a cool, fun, casual event. Because that was what we planned it as. It was just like, oh, cool, this is the event where I can build a deck out of my cards from Urza's Saga and have a fun playing Skittering Scourge against people. And once Urza's Saga came into the format, this is when Seto Kaiba shows up with 20 Moxen, 4 Black Lotus, 4 Tolarian Academy, 4 Windfall, 4 Time Spiral, etc., etc. And I was playing Battle of Wits then. It turns out that you can get up to 250 on a Stroke of Genius.
Huh.
If you can tap Tolarian Academy 15 times. And also Hercule's Recall Moxen. And keep replaying them. No, he didn't get banned from the store. He just kind of stopped showing up.
This is our town, scrub.
Yeah, beat it. But I will never forget the experience of playing against foil Ravager Affinity without ever having encountered any of the cards that made it up. It's just... Because this is also before the time of, like, a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
Because, nowadays, if I'm at an event and, like, the judge comes over, and they can pull out some sort of device that can pull up Gatherer and show me the card immediately. Back then, it's like, well, we still have a 56K modem, so it's going to take me 10 minutes to pull up the actual, like, does anybody have an English copy of these cards around? And, like, everybody else is in a game, so they can't go to their boxes, and my opponent's just like, well, I didn't bring any English copies, I just assumed everybody knew what Affinity was. Which is almost reasonable if you're playing Standard at that point in time. Oh, okay. Our opponent is going into...
We're finally in it?
We're in it.
Excellent.
We are... let's see, HM Slave lost. That's Strength, Surf, Rock Smash or Rock Climb just ain't gonna get you there. Sorry, bud.
Let's see. Well, I have Sticky Bombs and Marine Production Speed minus 5 seconds.
Ooh.
So I'm doing pretty well.
Okay, okay.
Let's see what I can get. I have 2 more upgrades waiting for me.
Let's see if we can get...
find the stuff.
You gotta go...
Ooh, +1 sword per hour.
Oh!
We might not be...
We might not get that long, yeah.
Okay. Nope, that's actually it. That's all the upgrades that I have, because I'm out of moon opals.
Oh, well, the marine production
we'll
speed should help out. You know, I haven't played StarCraft in a long time, and I've got this itch to play it again. Not StarCraft 2, like Brood War.
I haven't, and I don't, weirdly enough. Like, I really liked StarCraft when I lived in a dorm. And you could very easily get a lot of people to play StarCraft over the local network, and then, like, go, like, after the match, all, like, talk about it. It was the perfect dormitory game.
That's very true.
Like, dormitories and LANs. It's just so, like, you're all there, and you're all, like, doing little things, and they're talk about it. It's like, yeah. I know that you watched me play 6+ hours of StarCraft.
Let me
tell you.
That was still 4 a.m.
You're
telling me Metalcraft plus Argent Sphinx?
You're probably right. That was enough for a lifetime. And that's kind of what I'm still reeling from. Okay,
that makes sense. I don't know. I think the last time I actually played Brood War was... Oh boy, whoops. The last time I played Brood War was something like 7 years ago, or so, it feels like, so...
Why does my opponent have a stop on my upkeep?
Well, that's good. We're just gonna go ahead and play some 1-mana artifacts. If I draw the other Panic Spellbomb, I'm out. I'm completely out of things for Trinket Mage. Okay, you gonna play a 2-mana 2/2? Oh no!
Yikes!
Yikes! Well, Rustic blocks that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Rustic blocks that. So, our opponent's playing eggs. The Rust Tick.
Our last opponent worked so hard for Metalcraft. We just casually get it on turn 2.
Oh!
Okay, cool.
They missed a land drop.
That's a really tragic time to miss a land drop.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so an unblockable 1/1.
Uh-huh.
Fine. Or... it's fine.
You have this
They're
turn.
not going to have land arrest.
Land arrest.
No way.
If they do, I mean...
It's very sad for us. Okay. Okay. Sweet.
Okay.
A blank.
Absolute stone blank.
Well... This is gonna go poorly for you from now on.
I mean, starting next turn, Vidalcan Surtark is going to be rude. That's the name of the game. Is
Ooh, put a stop. Put the stop back on.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can't do it yet. We're summoning sick, so...
Okay.
But we are definitely going to be the Rudes...
With them with a missed land drop? Oh my god, we are so shattering.
I'm shattering that. Actually, I might just Rust Tick it. No, I want the Rust Tick as a defender here.
Right. So I want you guys to feast upon. Okay.
Okay.
I want you to feast your eyes upon this board state, and then look me in the eye and tell me Fume Spitter is a bad card. Who the hell said that?
Look at this board and tell me that Fume Spitter sucks. Was it you? Anyway, this deck owns.
This is also why Plated Sea Strider is not just bad. This is just how we would get. Yeah, we draw our stupid rare, and then hit them a couple times.
And our opponent just goes, oh, and disappears off the face of the earth because they've been owned.
They exile themselves. That's the secret of the Sphinx. Oh, I'm sorry. You said Foamy Spiatter. That's a different card.
Oh, okay.
That is a bad card. I got it.
Do we have a bad card that we'd want Plated Sea Strider in for?
It's his army of 1 toughness guy. Bonds? Like that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I feel like Bonds.
Go wide.
I feel like Bonds is gonna have a real target though.
He's gonna go wide. There are no real targets. There's like, okay, by the time he plays his bomb rare, it's going to have Shroud. We don't get it. I think it was Emotes Man who said it, but I don't remember. I guess I could check that video is still active.
Yep, that's only from a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna roll with it. We weren't having troubles here, and we're gonna.
Let's just never draw another island.
There's 9 others in the deck.
Okay, fine, whatever. Gnome said it was a sideboard card. I feel that is incorrect. Oh.
Do I...
Man.
Do I want to blast that?
Sure.
I always feel like it's correct to blast those.
He was counting on that for land 3. Okay, never mind. He wasn't. Fine. Yo.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good point. Good point about the give and take. I don't want to lord it over you. I want to clear the air. I want the zoo to accept that Fume Spitter is a main deck card in this format.
Alright, Lemon Drake. I'm gonna wait a moment to cast my Sphinx.
Makes sense. We can easily have Metalcraft and an activation up by the time we cast it.
Yeah, and I can keep Shatter up for this turn too, so... That's the big thing for me, is keeping up the activation. Why not? The cost is 4 life.
Oh man, they're gonna slam a Sky Eel School, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a pretty likely play.
They stole all Sky Eel Schools.
Okay, I was gonna say Auric Edgerite is coming in, right?
Yo, Edgerite.
Edgerite.
So edgy. The Edgerite.
Nice Metalcraft cards, bud.
Someone wasn't listening to me when I told them about those. Nice Shatter Mana plus activation on Argent Sphinx, by the way.
I'm waiting for, like, Argentum Armor to show up. Come in. Come on in, buddy.
I really want our opponent to chip in with no fear, because that would be really scary, frankly.
Honestly, yeah.
Be like, yeah, no. Oh, man.
Excuse me while I delete this opponent from the game.
Excuse me, you are on fire. God, that's why we picked Arc Trail over Galvanic Blast.
Yeah. That was a correct decision.
We just removed 6 mana from our opponent's board.
We get our Sphinx back.
God, maybe this deck fucking rules.
Nice try, asshole. I told you! I knew there was a bomb!
Okay, yep. Bonds of Quicksilver would be pretty good against that, actually.
Funnily enough, Argent Sphinx just answers it fully.
Yeah, we don't even need to shatter it.
Yeah.
Shatter it would be bad.
Shattering it would be bad, actually. Because it would lifelink.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
5 activations of the Sphinx, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's immune to damage. That was when I said that our opponent would have a bomb. This actually was the card I was thinking of.
Okay, well, I did not think they had that. You can put that one on.
That's fair. You know what? We were both thinking of mythic rares, which also our opponent hasn't shown that they don't have the angel. You know,
It's true.
Angel would.
I forgot that one was a mythic, but you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's disgusting. Like that and Argent Sphinx are the Metalcraft cards that are not artifacts that you still pick anyway. Wurmcoil was the 6th Titan. It's worthy of the epithet.
It's kind of stunning that they...
Jags! Oh my god.
Look at Raymond Swanland. I know you were the artist the moment I looked my eyes on this. Like,
I swear, someday I'm going to mail Raymond Swanland a box full of little, like, spiky black Jags. I'd be like, I know that you love these because of your art. So here is an entire box of little Jaggies.
excuse me.
No, I don't think that Wurmcoil Engine's art is bad. I think that Raymond Swanland did a good job with Wurmcoil Engine. But
I think it's recognizable.
it is. And like that card fits his style. Every other Raymond Swanland card is not. Lust for War. Look at Lust for War and tell me.
I'm really happy to get the 4th artifact again, because we were living on the edge there.
Against the edge, right?
The edge. This is Phoenix Edge, right? That's...
You'll pay for the whole edge. You'll pay for the whole right, but you'll only need the edge. Man. Yeah, well, I know how our opponent got to this round anyway. Maybe our deck is bad if we don't have Argent Sphinx. What the hell would we be doing?
Losing. You get back a Copper Mirror with that card, so I don't care. That factually doesn't do anything. Alright, give me...
they figured out that attacking doesn't do anything.
Give me Galblat. Okay, I'm not playing you. Panic at the Spell Bomb. This is just so silly.
Okay, so I think at one point I mentioned that this format is about assembling some kind of stupid engine and then using it to win the game. I wasn't talking about Wurmcoil Engine, although that works. It's like an engine and a card. Same with Argent Sphinx. We have assembled a stupid engine out of okay, on our battlefield, a 1-mana artifact that does nothing. Two 2-mana 1/1s, a 1-mana +1/+0 1 equipment. And then this bullshit card
Yep.
that cannot be defeated.
We are undefeatable because this absolutely ridiculous... So, the last time we played Argent Sphinx that I can think of actually was the 6 Kozilek, or the 6 Ulamog's Crushers Kozilek draft that, in Modern Masters. We had an Argent Sphinx in that deck. Argent Sphinx wasn't the star of that one. That was the 6 Ulamog's Crushers and the Kozilek. So I didn't really get to show off how absolutely ludicrous the power of Argent Sphinx is. Okay, we're going to pick up Copper Mirror.
Ooh, they think they're getting Metalcraft. And that's how they're winning. Okay.
Okay.
What's your other piece of metal? Wurmcoil engine number 2? Because let me tell you, that would be pretty hot. Dun dun dun! It's still not gonna work.
It is going to prevent me from hitting for lethal for 1 turn.
Is it? Like, we could just pop it right now, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess I... Hold on, let me... Yeah, you're right. We'll do it that way.
He did it! He got Metalcraft!
Metalcraft.
Woo.
Yeah, you're right. We'd shatter it. I have to do it during their main phase 2 of all times. If they, like, try to do it now. Or I do it while it's removed from the game. Basically, I can't do it during the end step. So I'm putting a stop on their main phase 2. Yep, Wurmcoil engine coming in.
I'm willing to take 4 damage for this.
Yeah.
The backup plan is that they will have 1 creature and we have a Panic Spell Bomb.
Yeah.
Can attack with our Iron Mirror. We don't even need the stupid Sphinx.
Yep. Now I can remove the stop from my opponent's turn. I also could have done that in combat to save 2 life. I wanted to see if my opponent would actually commit another spell or anything like that. Or if they were going to try and use this in some manner. I was just waiting on that. They might use it on an Iron Mirror, which I would love. I even titled the stream for the Wurmcoil engine. I'm so happy it appeared. And also, not only that it appeared, we made it irrelevant.
Our thing was more bullshit than yours. So, okay, if you want, I think the original bullshit blue card that was some kind of, I'm not even thinking of Morphling. Rainbow of Free,
yeah, I was
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
This.
I was pretty certain I knew how far back you were going.
I'm glad we were thinking of the same thing, because let me tell you, Rainbow of Fruit was some fucking bullshit.
Yep. So back in the day, I want to paint a picture for you. Rainbow of Fruit exists in Standard. This is from Visions. That's Visions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is from Visions. We have Counterspell from... let me actually...
Whoa. Counterspell got a reprint in Ice Age.
Yeah, so I want to show off kind of what the counter spells of that era look like. So we have flat counterspell from Ice Age. We have Tempest, because that's the set right after, and Ice Age. Mm. So counterspell's always around. We have Dismiss, which is originally from Tempest, so it's
Tempest.
In that era. We have Disperse, Dissipate, which is from Mirage proper in the first place, the same block. We have, I guess, Airtide's meddling if you wanted to go that route, but that's not really what you were doing there. We have, this is from Tempest Block, so that standard was Mirage Block and Tempest Block. So we have do we have Force Spike in the core set at that point? I don't remember.
I think so. Was Alliances still around? Because
not. Oh, sorry. We also have Mana Leak from Stronghold, which is from Tempest Block. We have Memory Lapse, which is hanging out in Mirage. We have. I'm literally just thinking of the standard that is Tempest Block, Mirage Block, and want to show what we have. Power Sync, which exists in Tempest. We have, which isn't even like that good compared to what other options you have at that point. We have, is there any more Desertion if you were doing that? Like, it's, the picture I want to paint is that you have infinite counterspells. So
they all cost 2 mana,
yeah,
and they're basically unconditional.
So you're playing a deck with like 1 Rainbow Efreet and the original way to get card advantage on your opponent, Ophidian. And that's your deck. That's all you do is you like when people talk about draw go, the deck this is the time period you're actually playing against true I never tap out and all of my like my win condition is unkillable. I will just kill you through attrition. Because Rainbow Efreet is so unkillable. Much like a Sphinx. Yeah. Yeah, because that was also a time period where you had, like, Jackal Pup. Man. Old Magic. I did not play back then.
It's probably for the best. I played some Tempest Sealed way back when, and that was pretty good. I opened Wrathy Dragon and won a couple games.
That'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, 4 mana 5/5 flying, sure.
Yeah, this looks good.
God, Tempest was such a mess.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate it at the time, but it really was. For one, they reinvented flying for no reason. Gave it to the colors that have flying anyway.
That's my favorite part about it.
There were like a million mechanics all competing for each other, and also things like Bayou Dragonfly, which is a 4 mana 1/1 with flying and Swamp Walk. We seem to be getting along.
Yeah,
we're playing an Infect player.
We're playing against Infect.
Their deck must be pretty good to have gotten this far. That's kind of scary.
I want to get to 3 artifacts so that my Surtar can be on. That's a better... Because Wall of Tanglecord is actually not going to be on for long here. Oh boy. Alright, well, we're the beatdown while you're not doing anything with your 7 cards in hand. I'm a bit
maybe they
scared.
got the Putrefacts?
Yeah, they probably do have the Putrefact. Oh, my friend, of course. Why would they not have that one? That makes a lot of sense.
That's good.
Cut me off my mana, especially because that cuts me off of the Metalcraft ability on one artifact. Luckily, Wall of Tanglecord is an okay blocker there. Wall of Tanglecord isn't going to do much against Infect, because Infect deals wither damage. Our opponent is strong and knows how to play Magic.
It's good. You know what, though? We robbed them of a grasp of darkness. So that's good.
I'm just gonna... I don't think that Metalcraft's coming anytime soon, and I certainly don't want to bounce a Skinwonder. So, let's go.
Balanced good, Necrotal.
Uh-huh. Here they come. The bugs. The little bugs.
No artifact so far, huh?
We'll see them. We talked about how they definitely have to have, like... I'm actually gonna do it this way.
Yeah, if they spend the pump spell here, that's fine.
Yep.
To be honest.
This is a good ace in the hole, I feel.
Right. We absolutely sit on that.
Yeah. Especially because... So, infect creatures, as you've noticed, compared to a normal creature, are a much smaller body. So Arc Trail should have a very high chance of...
Almost all of the infect creatures in Scars proper are pretty small.
Okay, I cannot avoid Ichor Rats poisoning me. Basically, I was playing around, like, if I could play around Proliferate, I was choosing to. That was the reason I blocked the way I did there. And we take our...
Oh man, getting in for regular damage too.
Yeah, they see it as a free attack, so... I'm gonna leave back the Drake. It might force them to finally spend the Fumes. This is a lot of lands, bud. Okay, they finally spent the Fume Spitter.
I never believed that Proliferate is ever happening, by the way.
I'm doing this once. Because that means it's still a fair blocker on the skin render after this one hit. Because I want them to play a 2... Okay, that's regenable.
We could put the bonds on the rat.
I kind of feel like the Arc Trail's just going to get it, though. Like, Bonds, I think, might go on the Blight Bomb because it's not answerable by our other things.
Okay. We force it to tap with the Arc Trail. And then bonds it. Like, we could bonds it right now to save our mana. Okay.
No, I'm
maybe
good.
Maybe that's too
I'm
stupid.
good. I am still waiting on this, though. I want to... Waiting for our opponent to slam down Putrefax at me. But yeah, I'm gonna... Wow, that's a lot of lands, bud.
A lot of regeneration.
So we're gonna do this. We're gonna take 2 poison.
Oh, 3, but yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take... Sorry, 3 poison. I don't... God, like, this Ichor Rats is still hanging out and... Okay. Funnily enough, this isn't unblockable. That's stunning, to be honest.
Yeah. Probably never will be, because any relevant artifact that they play, we're going to shatter.
Finally!
Okay.
Finally, I've been waiting for this.
Right to end step.
2 on the flyer, 1 on the Ichor Rats. Show me a pump spell. Show me burn your Untamed Might here. Withstand death.
Whoa. That spell never does anything. On the rats?
On the rats? Really?
We're not showing any flyers. That's a little bizarre.
Not attacking this turn. This is still indestructible. Don't fall for the trick. Is there a card that removes poison counters in the set? No. Absolutely,
Nope.
positively, there are 0 ways to...
My god.
I found the Proliferate.
It happened.
Which also...
Holy shit.
I do this now, because he won't... If he proliferates, he won't be able to put the counter on Scrapdiver Serpent. So he'll get the extra counter on Wall of Tangle Cord, but he won't get the double up on Scrapdiver Serpent. And we are going to go to 5 poison. We do have to be wary of Putrefax now. That just is a card that we know exists.
Mm-hmm.
So... Okay. Do I want to ship in?
With our 5/4, you can block out the Ichor Rats and it gets smaller.
I would love Ichor Rats off the table, to be honest with you.
Then we do.
Yeah.
Go right on in.
It's 3-turn clock. We can play Iron Mirror and move Sivak Lifestaff over.
Wait, how did our opponent get a poison counter?
Ichor Rats is each player.
Oh. Oh, goodness. I didn't even realize. Not like our life total matters. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
So this thing that I claimed was not real.
Our opponent is trying very hard to make it real. Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Good job playing around Proliferate this long.
So Livewire Lash is, again, we talked about how it's the creature that deals the damage.
Could break it, but also it makes our Scrap Diver Serpent unblockable.
Yep. God, Scrap Diver is a 3-turn clock. Let's keep moving it.
Yeah, we might find Panic Spellbomb or something. Like after his bad attack.
So I'm sitting here doing counting to make sure Putrefax doesn't kill me. Is like part of the question I keep asking myself. And with this blocker set up, I'm not dead to Putrefax. I'll take 3 trample, go to 9 poison, and he'll lose both of his things because I'll kill the Livewire Lash. But this is, again, the questions you have to keep asking yourself, because what's the worst case, you know?
Frankly, the worst case is he has Putrefax and the Pup spell.
Luckily.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Is Putrefax equipped Livewire Lash?
Oh!
Damn! Did not want to show us because they drew another land.
Yep.
They had already drawn so many.
I mean, okay, yeah, like, I can't play around Skithiryx, obviously. I'm not going to attempt to play around Skithiryx when there's no way I can possibly beat the card. Putrefax, however, is a card we saw in the draft, which is why we keep talking about it.
Well, they did technically have artifacts.
I think the Shatters are still worth keeping because they were pretty high value. At least the Livewire Lash is pretty damn high value in an Infect deck.
Contagion Clasp, too.
Yeah.
A good kill.
We made it out of that one, and I'm pretty happy about it. Any changes we want? Is Plated Sea Strider worth coming in this one? What's bad?
Trigon thought.
My problem
might not get to that point of the game.
My only problem removing that is literally what we talked about earlier, where like artifact count.
Right. Saber Claw Golem. It will hit them before he can poison them. Yeah. He had Fume Spitter, so 1 toughness things, but then they also had Skin Render, so
yeah,
everything dies.
No way, no.
I'll be right back.
No problem. Melteratus Blues Flash. Nah. I'm not opposed to Kodoltha Rebirth. That's why I'm thinking on the Saberclaw Golem. Is that better than... This is the worst creature I've had to put in a deck in a while. Alright. Okay, good wall. Arc Trail in the hand. Hopefully the Arc Trail can get going. Ooh, Trinket Mage. That's even better. The wall's not the greatest against Infect, obviously. But, very happy about this setup. Cyst Bearer. Yikes. I don't have good answers to you. I don't have good answers to Cyst Bearer at all. Interesting. I'm gonna get set up to a point where I can, like, double block Cyst Bearer with Trinket Mage Nurak Replica. Yikes! Yeah, Wall Tangle Cord has taken that hit.
Well, I can already see that this has gone right to hell.
Yeah, maybe not the greatest game going on right here, but we're okay. I'll have Lumen Grid Drake, and I can double block the Cyst Bearer here next turn. And it'll die. That's the problem is that doesn't really answer the Lash. Use Trinket Mage's ability, yes. Get me Silhawk Life Staff. Mostly for the power.
Give me the power.
The power.
Yeah. So, about most of the infect creatures in this format being, like, 1 toughness. Cyst Bearer is the exception. That's the reason that it's really, really good.
This is a 4-3, effectively, without the equipment. Right now, it's an effective 8-3. Okay. That takes away my blocking option. God, that takes away my double block. I'm gonna...
Alright. So we'll bounce it with Lumen Grid Drake?
Yeah, that's the idea, which should buy us some time. Okay.
It's not a spell.
I assume this is just going to be, like, either, like, Equip Necropede in, or... Yeah, our opponent has a very strong setup going on here. We've seen some powerful goods. Basically, game 1 we won because our opponent drew 11 lands. You can kind of see how that would impede their progress.
Huh. Okay.
Okay.
That's way more beatable.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that and pass. I have the block on Cyst Bearer here. They can proliferate. This wall's going to die pretty quick. Oh, never mind.
Yikes.
You don't get to do anything. Alright.
Well, we gained some life.
I can replica to bounce the Lumen Grid Drink. That seems bad.
Hmm.
I'm chumping with Wall of Tangle Cord on Cyst Bearer here.
Oh, we want to keep artifacts around in that case.
Right, 1, 2, 3. I guess we just hold everything else back.
Mm-hmm.
Where's our hero?
No, it's going to be Scrap Diver Serpent this time around.
We gain some irrelevant life. And we're going to chump with this because it's pretty easy to get rid of because it's going to die to Contagion class pretty quick. Thank you. A little late, but thank you. That's what I need. So we shatter the lash, and then I just have to take this hit. And I'm sort of waiting on Flight Spellbomb, or on Scrap Diver Serpent to come down and hold the board.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, they're going to go ahead and draw a card in response. So one thing that's very powerful about the Livewire Lash in this deck specifically is we noted earlier that it triggers off of both players. Meaning that if with this deck, Giant Growth effects are at a premium, you know? Alright.
Okay, that did not happen.
Luckily,
so that's kinda good.
yeah, luckily it didn't.
We have Galvanic Blast in our deck, right?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
So we take some poison damage, they play their blue source. So now they have Proliferate as a slow win con. Really want the Serpent. I might crack the Spellbomb just to dig, but that breaks our Metalcraft.
Well, we don't have anything that wants Metalcraft right now.
I'm gonna break our Metalcraft.
We picked Arc Trail over Galvanic Blast number 2.
Yeah, we still have Galvanic Blast number 1. Yes. Okay, so I was on top anyway. That's fine. I needed to guarantee that was basically the thing. Because this body needs to come down, and it needs to come down now. Okay, Proliferate, and that's going to be their... You know.
Well, they have to do that an awful lot more than we have to attack them.
Right. They have an artifact, so this is unblockable.
Huh.
That's a honest-to-God beating. I guess I double block it. Yeah, like I just double block this, right?
Mm-hmm. They should put the counters on the Serpent.
Unless they have a way to flat kill the Serpent.
Mm.
Okay.
Interesting choice.
Yeah. Moving the Sylvok Life Staff and attacking for 6.
Arc Trail might be able to pay the last, like, 1 or 2 damage in that scenario.
And, like, Nurok Replica to bounce Necropede to try to buy us some time.
Mm. down Skinrender.
That's a good way to lose the game. The thing with killing Necropede is that it puts a minus counter on Scrapdiver, and once that happens, or win condition starts coming out the you know. Sweet. Okay. Okay, so Surtark.
Okay, fine. Now we find the metal craft.
We wouldn't have drawn that until next turn had I not popped the.
Okay.
So attack first. Surtark. Life Staff move. I can afford the Life Staff move every turn. Now, do I Arc Trail their 2 infect sources? The problem is that, again, that puts the Scrapdiver Serpent at risk.
I think 1 to Icarats, 2 to their dome.
Yeah, okay.
That shortens the clock.
2, 1. Choose second target. If they have Withstand Death here, like, okay. Okay, so yeah, we're on a 2-turn clock now. Okay, that's fine. I have a blocker for that because they didn't equip the Accorder Shield. This is irrelevant.
Fake damage from Skinrender.
So, block.
Hey, it's actually good that Naraka Replica doesn't have power.
Yeah. Withstand Death.
Withstand Death.
So they did have the Withstand Death.
That's weird.
So, you know what a cool thing here is? I still don't know why they didn't equip the Quarter Shield then. Anyway, I think that means I have the game. Yeah, I think that actually factually means the game is mine. We'll see. Anyway, the thought process is my opponent's out of cards in hand. What 1 card can they draw to hit me for the extra poison counters they need? Especially when I'll have Nurok Replica still on the board as a bounce. Like, they can proliferate and kill it before making a play, but that leaves them at 4 mana. Anyway, let's move past this.
What, another Black Cleave Goblin?
No, because I'd bounce the first.
Indestructible!
And then equip the shield. Okay.
Now it has Vigilance. That's weird.
Oh, sweet. And a trump blocker means that I think all possible lines are mine. So the big thing that actually wins me this game here, and I guess, is that they actually don't have the mana for Contagion class plus Putrefax. They can't do that.
Well, what if they have a removal spell for a guy?
Oh, we fucking lose to that. Hold on. I mean, look, I'm thinking about, like, oh yeah, this is how we get around them killing us, you know, we get around all the lethal attacks and all that, and it's like, no, what if we just die? It's like, then we just die?
Right, like we spend Naraka Replica on our own guy.
That's okay. That'd still be fine.
God, this deck fucking rules. I'm glad I pushed us to get a Scrapdiver.
Maybe bounce my Iron Mirror?
That would probably accomplish the same thing. Like, what, is he gonna suddenly kill all of his own artifacts?
Yeah, all of a sudden all of their artifacts disappear, and it's...
I play 3 Thrones of Geth. Okay.
We got there. Oh man,
Yeah.
that was. I'm feeling very good about that one because it felt very well navigated. Like we we found we found our line that wins us it, and we took it. So we got ourselves a Soren, and we got 2 drafts back. Well, how many? Actually, that makes me wonder how many. Let me reset the.
How many angry Sorens do you have?
Yeah, I want to see how many Sorens looking at me like that I have. QPs. 32. We need 35, so we're getting very close. No, this deck was definitely a joint effort between the two of us. There are a number of cards I would not have picked without Kaz's assistance. They're
Just sort of like nudging. It's like, no, this is good.
No,
This is
go
good.
Hey, buddy, hey.
By the way,
Hey.
don't worry about it.
The spell bomb's gonna do good. What do you get at 35? That gets entry into a event, the Magic Online Championship Series, because this is a qualifier point for the Magic Online Championship Series. So
That's not Soren. That is a man who is named Magic Online
Championship
Series.
No, we
Mr. Point.
yeah, cards we did not see. Chrome Steed, Galvanic Blast.
Blast.
I think that's actually it on the list of cards we didn't see. Everything else showed up and did a thing. Bonds held off a important attacker in that last round. Lubengrid Drake did some okay bouncing. It was a Mistraven.
Actually was Mistraven once.
The hero.
The thing that got us to round 3.
Can you solve my riddle? Where did you put my towel? Like I see that like tail in the bottom left, and it just looks like a giant sword stuck in the ground.
I was looking for that sword.
Oh, I found it!
Answer my question, where is my towel?
So yeah. Anyway, thank you, Kaz, for joining on some more Scars.
I feel validated, finally. Like, this is my format, and this is why.
We had an opponent play Fume Spitter on game 1 against us, and it was good.
Play Wall of Tangle Cord and don't look back.
Mm-hmm.
Once the middle set, that janky piece of crap. Oh my god, things start going off the rails a little bit. For one, infect creatures can be larger and in weird colors. Proliferate is basically still not real, and Battle Cry shows up, and there are more busted mythics that just win the game against you at random.
Hero of Oxid Ridge, Hero of Bladehold. Oh, do the Sorens expire in weeks? I guess so. I guess we'll have to get up to 35 finally and get there, so we have enough of them in time. But yeah, thank you.
That should be doable.
Yeah, we can get there. We only need 3 more wins.
How many poison did Wall of Tangle Cord save us? I want to say like 6.
I think it was 3 in one game and another 3 or 4 in another. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll have to get the last couple Sorens here, and I'll make that a goal to get us the rest of the Sorens so that we can do the
quest for Mr. Point.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, thank you everybody in the zoo. I have to play Modern. Oh boy. All right.
Crap.
Hope y'all enjoyed. And this was a lot of fun. I was super happy with this. Good drafts. Good night, everybody.